But if you miss in your 40s and if you reach your 50s, you will need a take home of 30. You need every year from 1 lakh to 5 lakh, you need 17% hike every year. Here's the article which says India incorporation poised for 9.4% salary hike in 2025 by Mercer. I'll show you an example of how a salary increase of a certain percentage and how to use that and build wealth. So this is the way the spender thinks. So if you are a couple and both of you think like this, I don't know about you. Do you have already EMIs, home loan and a car loan and a consumer durable loan, whatever? Families in their 30s to 40s, the golden years. People don't make wealth not because they don't have money, not because they don't know the math, not because they are financially illiterate, because. So today's video is not just about the math. It's also about your psychology. Hello, welcome once again to my channel. And in today's video, we are going to cover the 5 crore strategy. 5K pay hike. You can convert into 5 crore in the next 30 years. If you're 30 years now, by the time you retire, this pay hike can actually make you 5 crores. You may be doing other investments. I'm not counting that. I'm just counting this pay hike. And today's video is not just about math. It sounds very simple that 5K you invest every month and you'll get 5 crore after 30 years. It's not that simple. So today's video is not just about the math. It's also about your psychology. Because people don't make wealth not because they don't have money, not because they don't know the math, not because they are financially illiterate, because of their psychology. The psychology of the way they manage their money. And today we will cover all that. So hang on till the end. So this is Frankie Fernandez. I am a certified financial planner and I'm also a marriage coach. My goal is to help families in their 30s to 40s, the golden years, help you to make your wealth and also strengthen your relationship. Because only if you have both these, you can enjoy the rest of your life and beyond your retirement. So let's get into today's video and we will cover the psychology and the math both. So what do you first do the moment you see that you're getting a merit increase or a pay hike? Just imagine you get your letter or your boss tells you, hey, this year you have a hike. What do? Immediately you go back to your desk and then you find out, okay, this is the increase. This is the percentage increase, probably 5 or 10%. You calculate how much does that translate into per month. Monthly, how much are you getting a hike? Is it 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000? Right? You look at the hike per month. And then what do? And this is very important. The first thing that comes to your mind is your money personality. And if you want to know more about the money personality, watch my video. I have posted it a few months ago on money personality. You can find out money personality as a family. Either you could be a spender, a saver, or a giver, broadly speaking. But there are many more. There are some 10 types I have listed in my video. So this is the psychology part I was talking about. So immediately you think, you may think in different ways. For example, you may think if you are a spender, what would you think? Oh, I've got 10,000 hike. What do? What can I buy? This per month, what can I do? Probably you are waiting to buy that big plasma TV or that sofa set or that car, whatever. So what comes to your mind is, hey, now I can take a loan and that EMI should be within the hike, 5, 10,000. That is one way of thinking. And I know people think like this. They're waiting for the hike so that they can have one more EMI. And these are the people who already have EMIs. I don't know about you. Do you have already EMIs, home loan and a car loan and a consumer durable loan, whatever? So you already have a loan. So what do? Okay, I want to purchase. So this is the way the spender thinks. So if you are a couple and both of you think like this, you cannot build wealth. You cannot build wealth. But just imagine, probably you are a saver. So what do? Hey, Now I can save more. All this while I was not able to save, I can save more. Yes, I will set aside. Maybe I've got a hike of 10,000, probably 5,000 I'll take. I'll set it aside to invest. So that is one way of looking at it. If your money personality is a saver, and there are different types, you could be an investor, you could be a risk taker, or whatever. But for simplicity's sake, saver. So what you'll do? Okay, now I will save or invest. Or if you have a home loan, probably you will think, why don't I increase my EMI and repay my loan sooner? Finally, you could be a giver. Hey, I've been wanting to donate, but I've not been able to contribute, probably to my church or to some NGO, some organization where I want to give, or to some friends or whatever. So, what you would do? Let me set aside some money to give. So, this is what is the psychology. This is the way you would think. And more often than not, in our generation, especially when you're in your 30s, what you want to do is buy, spend, because you believe that now you have a great salary and this is the time to enjoy, maybe go on a vacation or buy that TV or buy that refrigerator or buy those things, buy the sofa set or whatever, because you want to live that standard of living and you've seen your friends living that way, so you want to live that. And when would you enjoy otherwise? Not in your 40s and 50s and 60s, right? You think. Now this is the trap. If you are only thinking of spending, you cannot build wealth. You must change the way you think today. You must change your psychology about money if you want to enjoy long term wealth. And I'm going to show you why it is so important. Friends, 30 to 40 are the golden years to invest. Either you enjoy these 30, 40 years, you have a choice. Either you enjoy these 30, 40 years, you buy the house, the car, and all the furnishing stuff for your home, go for vacations and everything, the 30 to 40. But from 40 to 60 and beyond, you will keep struggling. And trust me, I've seen families who have struggled, who are struggling just because they made their mistakes between 30 and 40. Even I made some of my mistakes. Probably I didn't have a lot of loan. I had a home loan, which was a big mistake. You can watch my video, 3 properties, 2 mistakes, and 1 lesson. I've clearly explained why it was a mistake. So between 30 and 40 is where you can actually make the difference. But if between 30 and 40, you make the right investment choices, 40, 50, 60, and beyond, you will enjoy. This is the thing about life. So, as I mentioned, this 10-year window is very important. And what financial decisions you make here will decide your future, your retirement, your children's education, their marriage, or that house, or whatever you want. Yes, you have the choice. There are many who make this choice of raising their standard of living because the salary goes up. They want to compete with their peers. But then the rest of their life, they struggle. And this is not just a story, this is a reality. I have talked with hundreds of families. And with that analysis, I'm telling you, I've seen I've seen families who look great from outside, a big car, a big house, but deep in debt. And I have seen families who look simple from the outside, but they have crores of wealth. They send their children to for good education. They live in decent homes, but you will not see that outside show off. So don't get into that trap. So today, I'll show you an example of how a salary increase of a certain percentage and how to use that and build wealth. So let's get into the example. So let me quickly share with you an article in the Wealth magazine of Economic Times on Monday. This is just a couple of days back. And that is where they've predicted what could be the pay hikes. And that is where I decided to create this video. Let's take a quick look at that article. Here is the article which says India Incorporation poised for 9.4% salary hike in 2025 by Mercer. And it says that the automotive sector leads with anticipated increments of 10% up from 8.8%, driven by surge in EVs and Make in India initiative. Yes, so this is the the hike prediction for India, which it could be, which means average is 9.4%, which means it could be 5%, it could be 10%, and average is 9.4%. So it could vary. Your company may give you 5%, or your company may give you 10%, depending on how you have performed and how the company's performed. Ideally, that is the way the increments are given. So in this example, what I'm going to do is we will assume an individual, a man or a woman, having a take home salary of 1 lakh rupees. And I know some of you may be thinking, oh, I just get 50,000. 1 lakh is too high. But there are some people who also draw 2 to 3 lakhs, right? So it depends on your age and also the kind of company you're working for. So in this example, I'm just taking 1 lakh, but this is as much applicable even for somebody who's drawing 50,000 or 70,000 per month. And this is the common pool, the joint income where the husband and wife. So I'm just taking 1 lakh as an average, 1 lakh net take home salary. And in this 1 lakh net take home salary, let's assume that you got a hike of 10%, which is 10,000. That means you will be getting 10,000 per month extra. Obviously, all this 10,000 cannot be used for investing. So what we would do is that we will consider around 4 to 5% as inflation. In the coming months, probably your expenses will go up, or they have already gone up. If they've already gone up, which means you've learned how to live with your earlier income, probably we will assign out of this 10,000, 5,000 for inflation, which means you are not going to invest. So you're only investing 5,000. And this 5,000 will be invested as an SIP long term, right? So that is the basic premise where you start 5,000. But if every year you just consider a step up of 5%, which means 5,000 if you're investing as an SIP now from your pay hike, next year you will increase it by 250 rupees only. 250 rupees, 5%. 10% of 5,000 is 500, and half of that you will increase. That means every year you're increasing, you actually made a step up SIP of 5%. So 5,000 SIP and step up of 5%. If you are 30 years of age, in the next 30 years, this will be roughly around 5.15 crore. So 5,000 step up of 5% will make it 5 crore. So what if you, in your 30s, missed to invest this 5,000 every month and a step up of 5%? What if you miss in your 30s and you reach in your 40s? How much you have now to invest to get that 5 crore? Roughly 5 crore. You know how much you have to invest? You have to invest 25,000 at a 5% step up, which means you should have a net take home of 5 lakh, and out of that if you get a 10% hike, that is 50,000, 25,000 will go for inflation, 25,000 will go for investments. You have to invest 25,000 per month. But you know something? If you are earning a salary of 1 lakh net take home in your 30s, to get a salary of 5 lakh take home so that you can reach this target of 5 crore, you need every year from 1 lakh to 5 lakh, you need 17% hike every year. 17% hike. Only then you can get 5 lakh net take home and you can invest 25,000 per month. But if you miss in your 40s and if you reach your 50s, you will need a take home of 30 lakhs per month, out of which you will get if you get a hike of 10%, that is 3 lakh. 1 lakh 50 will go into inflation for your spending, and 1 lakh 50 will go for SIPs. But to reach that 30 lakhs, if you missed in your 30s, to reach that 30 lakhs in your 50s, you would have needed 20% pay hike every year for 20 years. So the message is, if you miss in your 30s, in the 40s, it becomes harder to invest. Primarily because your hikes will not grow at that same pace. You will not get a hike of 15, 17% every year. Only if you get that, you can invest. And to get that 5 crores, you have to invest much higher, from 5,000 to 25,000, and from 25,000 to 1,50,000. Just see. So the pay hike that you get in your 30s is a golden pay hike, because it's a golden years. Those 30 to 40 are golden years. If you invest that half of that pay hike, 5,000 rupees, you'll get 5 crores. And if your salary is not 1 lakh take home, it's 50,000, you invest 2,500. 2,500 will become 2.5 crore. And all this, what I'm talking now, is besides your regular investment, your other SIPs, right? So this is an additional SIP that you're creating from your pay hike. In my previous videos, I've talked about step up SIPs. And this is one of the ways to do the step up SIPs, where you use your hike, your pay hike, and you do an SIP step up. So just imagine, by that 5,000, you get an additional 5 crore. And what if you are already investing 5, 10, 15,000? Just imagine at 30. If you're already investing 10,000, you will generate 10 crore plus this 5 crore. If you're already investing 15,000, you will be generating probably 15 crores and 20 crores. So do not let your pay hike just go. Don't think that I have to spend. Change. This is the psychology. We've just covered the math, and now let me come back to the psychology. It's very tempting to use that additional pay hike for a new EMI, right? Yes. If you already have a home loan, my strong recommendation is probably assign some of your money to increase your EMI so that you can repay your home loan faster, while you also increase your SIPs and grow wealth. So very important. This may seem a little amount, what you have, the hike, but trust me, it can become a huge, it can contribute hugely to your wealth. And I've seen families who have squandered this great opportunity. And at this moment, I have a note for the women, wives who are watching this. You have a big role to play with your husband, because husband could be good in the math, but the psychology, this is where you can support. Become a saver. I know a lot of the women are careful. They like to save. Please consider this. And remember that a woman wants to have security, financial security. And as you grow older, in your 40s and 50s, what will matter will be financial security. It is hard for women to see huge loans. For a man can still manage, but for a woman, it becomes difficult to see the loan piling. And especially when you have huge loans, it also affects your financial goals, your children's education. Your retirement is affected, children's education is affected, their marriages, their weddings are affected. So you are not able to spend where you need, and you will be stressed in your 50s. And by the time you reach your 60s, you will have less corpus. And from 60 to 80 and 90, you cannot work unless you decide to do a gig or you start working something which will earn you substantial money. But remember, as you grow older, physically and mentally, you only come down. Your human resource capacity or capability comes down. So by then, your money should have gone up. So especially women, wives, I request you to be a part of this planning and investing with your husband, because in your 50s, 60s, it'll be too late. So friends, I hope you've understood the value of these little pay hikes, which can actually make huge gains. So this is the strategy that please adopt, right? I hope I have added value to you today. If you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, write them. If you want to know these calculations which I've shown on an Excel, please let me know in the comment box. If you did not like this, show a thumbs down and let me know why you did not like it, what I can do to improve this. And if you have not yet subscribed, you may want to consider to subscribe if you think this content is adding value to you, to your family, because I'm going to give you updates about videos, about other things that I'm planning to do in my videos. So thank you for joining. Thank you for listening to this video till the end. When you have your next pay hike, don't think of spending, but think of investing. I'll see you soon. Bye.